Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Get Rich 101. I'm your host, Sekou Writes, and there is your co-host for today.
Hey.
So I know you were trying to catch me while I was doing something just now. What I was doing was I was looking at these photos that Fee took of me and her cat. I was like, oh my God, look at all these photos. so very funny photos. I try to show them um, to the audience. I have to show
Yeah.
them to because they're really funny. But before I get confused, let me finish what I'm saying. So shout out to shout out to New Thought Media Network for giving me the space and the power to do this show for as long as I have. And just a reminder that we are telling you what we know from our experience, but we invite you to acknowledge what we know and add your own facts to it. Add your own facts
Yes.
to it. Ashe.
Yes.
Yeah, Ashe.
Ashe.
Okay. So I'm scared not to go right into it because I remember what happened last time. we talked about everything else. It was a great show. It was a great show. It was definitely what I needed. I wanted to give the people what they came here for. So let's talk about money.
Let's talk about money. I hear Nelson in the background.
Yes, Nelson is wilding out. He was right here. He was right here, right next to me, until just now. But anyway, it's funny. It's funny. Yeah.
All right. So
So
where we gonna start? Where we going today?
well, I want to start where we began because you mentioned on the show recently that we need to talk about this on Wednesday. What I was talking about that day was you have to do it for the children.
Yes.
And you started talking about how your kids want a car.
Yes.
Like, a car? You need his money. You need his money. And so I really want to talk about that because it made me realize that children need a way through. That you need to do it for them. Because honestly, there's this woman has a young child, and I've been trying to get the young child to do something. I'm like, come on, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you know. And she hasn't been doing anything. I'm just like, oh man. But now I realize that I have to do it for her. I do it for her and just let it grow and grow and grow. And then one day when she's ready, I'll be like, here you go.
Right. Right.
So, yeah.
Well, let me start with a story.
Mm-hmm.
So last year, so I have twin girls. If folks don't know, I have twin girls. They will be 18 next month.
Wow,
which is
18.
like
wow.
Mind blown, right? Mind blown.
Right.
They're seniors in college, in high school, getting ready to go to college.
Wow.
In August. It's amazing to me. So last year, I'm doing my best to keep them out of banks.
Out of banks.
Right. The big banks. When they were in the third grade, the school that they went to had financial literacy, and they started teaching the children financial literacy in the third grade. They went to a community bank and opened accounts for the children. The parents had to sign off on it, and they had passport accounts. You remember you had a little passport, and then you would go in. Oh, I should have. I had little passport books. Mm. And whenever you do a transaction, it will be reflected in your book.
Okay.
So they still have that. You have that up until the age of 18. Mm. So last year, what would happen is they would have money days at school, and they would bring in money, and then the money would be deposited for them in their accounts. This is in the third grade.
Wow.
So they're probably 8, 9 years old, something like that. So they were familiar with the bank environment. They were familiar with how to make a deposit. So they had some knowledge of this at a very young age.
Right. Very young.
But it didn't really mean much for them.
Right.
So last year, a couple of years ago, I opened up a credit union account for them. And it's attached to me. And that is where I do all my transactions with them. So they get their allowance, I put it in their account. If they need money, I put it in the account, all of that. So last year I told them, listen, we need to up your savings game.
Right.
Because everything is just going out. And they're not saving anything.
Right.
So last year I told them, because they have a checking and a savings account, that I'm going to put money into their savings account, a little bit, like $1 a week. And you don't touch it. And at the end of the week, whatever amount you have, I will double it. Right?
Right.
So I figured that was a good incentive, right?
Right.
Let me tell y'all, they spent every cent.
What?
They spent every cent. When the end of the year came,
oh no,
they might have had a quarter.
Oh no.
Right? So I asked them, why would you spend all of the money when you knew at the end of the year, whatever I have in there, it's going to double?
Right.
They look at me like I got two heads. So it means nothing to them.
Right.
Now they do have stocks, because when we first started Sekou talking about stocks.
Yeah.
And every time they would want something big, I would say, well, you need to have some stock in that. So they would purchase stock.
Right.
So they do have, a little bit of stock.
Will they purchase it and purchase stock? Like they want something big, they buy stock and the thing?
Yeah. So like, for example, back in 2021 or so, 2022, Zola was fascinated with Teslas. Every time she saw a Tesla, she was like, I want a Tesla. I want a Tesla.
Right.
There ain't no way I'm going to get this girl a Tesla. But since you so into it,
right,
let's get some stock in it.
Right.
Right. And Aria loves Converse. Wonderful. So you go find out about Converse and we'll get some stock in Converse. What she found out was that Nike owns Converse.
Wow.
Who knew that?
Who knew, right?
So, but still, doesn't really register, right? They got it. Doesn't really mean much to them. So now the conversation is cars, because they're going to be 18. They're going to graduate from high school. Right. And what do you get when you graduate from high school and you're going to college?
A car.
Your parents buy you a car, right? Now, my parents, my mother did not buy me a car when I graduated from high school, nor did anyone in my whole family get a car when they graduated from high school. Never mind, I didn't know how to drive. And right now, neither do they. So Zola wants a car. She has picked out the car and everything. And Aria doesn't necessarily want a car. Aria wants to be driven. So she doesn't want a car. Okay. She wants to be driven.
Okay. All right.
So this is what they want. So I told them, well, for your 18th birthday, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a Roth IRA.
Right.
And they're like, a what? And I told them what it was. And I said, if we put money into a Roth IRA from the time you're 18 to around 26, 28, you don't have to put anything else in. And then by the time you're 59 or whatever, you'll have $1 million.
Right.
So that's what we're going to do.
Right.
Are they excited about this?
No.
They know they are not excited about it. They're funding it themselves because they have savings from when they were in the 3rd grade. So that's the plan. So yes, we have to do it for our children because for them, it's about instant gratification, especially for children who are coming up now.
Yeah.
Everything is instant gratification. It is like, why can't I have it now?
Right.
And a lot of parents of children of this generation contributed to that. I confess, I have contributed to this idea that I can have it right now.
Right.
They ask me for something and I will make a way to make it happen.
Yeah.
Now that's not necessarily good. I'm not saying it's bad either, but so I'm a co-creator in the way that they a co-conspirator in the way that they regard money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I was thinking about that as you were talking, and they're cusping now from high school to college, right? And I've told this story a few times here on the show, but I received a payment of stocks from my grandmother in college. Now that's what I forgot to tell people, that I was in college. I was in college. Now, I'm not no freshman. I was already in college, and you would think that at that time period, I would be like, oh, money. Let me keep this aside. Let me hold it aside. How much of that money did I save? Zero. Zero. Big fat goose egg. I held that back zero. And you know what? My thinking was, I'm going to spend money on this album because this album is going to blow up. This album is going to blow up, and I'll be a millionaire in seconds once this album comes out, right? And so I spent all the money on the album, and that album is still sitting around the house. Like, it did not make a difference in my life. But if I had saved that amount, if I had saved the amount of, what did she give me? She gave me IBM stock. She gave me IBM stock. If I had just saved it, if any one of them had come to me and said, "Hey, Sekou, you need to leave this alone," right?
But would you have listened to them?
No, I probably wouldn't have listened. But at least I would have that memory. Memory kicking around. But I might have saved like $100 or something small. But I didn't save anything. But now that amount would be worth, I shake my head when I think about it. That would be worth $1.5 million. I would have $1.5 million just from sitting there, just from letting it sit, And so I have to emphasize to everybody out here listening, do not put it in your children's hands. Do not.
And time matters. Time, in this instance, when we talk about how money compounds, time matters. The younger you start, the more time you're giving your money to grow, to compound, right?
Yes.
And like, I probably knew this maybe in my late 20s when I got into human resources, and I would do presentations and have presenters come in to talk about our 403B and investing. And so I was aware of it, but I didn't take action. So yes, I did do a 403B, but I didn't really understand the value of it when I was in my late 20s, 30s, even 40s. It was just like, just got this thing over here that I can't touch. or if I do, I'll get penalized, all those things.
Yeah.
But the true value of it, I did not comprehend to the fullest extent.
Yes.
Um,
I'm gonna double
yes.
down. I'm gonna double down on what you just said. Because in terms of ages, I mean, I don't even know how old I was, but I was working at Time Incorporated. I was temping there. And one of the first things they did was they gave me profit sharing. And I was like, what? You gonna give me some money? Like what? And they gave me money and it was profit sharing. And so I was like, all right, that's good because building this little nest egg that I will spend. I will spend. I let it grow and grow and grow. And then I quit my job and took the money and spent it on the marketing for my book. Once again, believing in the creative dream that I want to spend my money on this book. This book is going to go crazy, and I will win through the book. And all I need is one book. And once again, nothing. Once again, nothing. And so you have to. So this is past college. This is past, into the working age, like all the things. But emotion. Oh, what's the quote? That money is about emotion, not about math and science. Not about math. So it's not about, you don't think about it in terms of plus signs, and you should, but you think about it in terms of emotionality. Like, how do you feel about money? And we don't learn that until much, much, much too late, right?
Yes.
It's about money,
Yes. And it's definitely emotional because the way that I am with my girls around money is definitely led by my emotions. And that came to a head for me, I think it was last year as well, because Marco and I got into an argument about me just giving them money every time they asked for money. Right. I would just put it in their account. And so they would spend past their allowance, right? They would spend past their allowance before the end of the week, and then they would text you, "Oh, mommy, could you send me $20?" And I'd be like, "Boop." Yeah. "Oh, mommy, could you send me?" Boop. Right? And he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "They need money for whatever. He said, "They need to learn how to budget their money. You cannot be just giving them money every time they ask for it." And I said, "Well, I don't do it every time they ask for it, but most of the time, like, yeah." And that was coming from an emotional place because when I was growing up, we had no money. Right. And I always felt a certain kind of way when I would go out with my friends and they would be buying pizza and a Coke at lunchtime, and I got my lunch that my mother made from home because we didn't have money to buy lunch out every single day. Nor did my mother want me eating from other people. That's a whole nother thing. Right? So my mother made our lunch. And I was like, so that emotion of lack and not enough and all that stuff was driving how I was being with my girls around money. Right. Like, I never wanted them to have the experience of being out with friends and everyone is buying something or doing whatever, and they can't because they don't have the money to. Total emotion. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And not good for them. Yeah. It's like going from one extreme to the other. Right. So once I'm in this argument with Marco that escalated, not for him, but it was escalating for me. I had to say, "Okay, honey, wait a minute. This is about something else." Right. Because I am so upset. It cannot be about me just giving the girls money. Right. There has to be more to it than that. So I was like, let's just take a pause before I say something that I regret. Right. That has nothing to do with you. Let me get myself together and figure out what this is all about. And that's what I did. And that's what it was. When I peeled it all the way back, that feeling, right? All the way back, all the way back, all the way back. It landed me in my childhood. And that feeling of not having enough.
Like, first of all, congrats for being able to do that, for being able to say, time out, time out, time out, and then be able to go within and to find that answer. Like, that's grade A. That's grade A. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is really dope. That's really dope.
Well, normally, whatever we're really upset about, whatever's happening and we get upset about it, it's usually not the thing that we're upset about.
Right.
It usually is not that. So we can put a pause and see what it really is about and get curious about it. You know, that's why relationships are so important. And so our relationship with money is important. Right. So that emotion that we feel about money is also part of our narrative that usually starts when we're children.
Okay. So tell us what you did with the money, like for your twins. Did you get them at Roth IRA? What did you do?
Oh, so they're turning 18. So when I went to see our financial advisor, wealth manager, Chris Bygrave.
Yes.
I told him.
Who works at Charles
Schwab.
Who works at Charles Schwab. Reminding everyone, go to Charles Schwab. Go to Charles Schwab. Go to Charles Schwab.
So when I went to see him, I told him about the girls and what I wanted to do for them because I thought I could do it right then. And he said, no, they have to be 18. So they have a different, before Charles Schwab, I was with TD Ameritrade.
Ameritrade, yeah.
Right. And so when I was with them, they have, it's like a custodial investment account. Okay. So it's their account, but it's under me because you have to be 18.
Okay.
So once they turn 18, I'll open up the Roth IRA with Charles Schwab. We'll roll over the money that's in that custodial account into the IRA, along with the savings that they have in the account they've had since they were in the 3rd grade. Okay. So we'll roll all that over into the Roth IRA, and they'll have, the beginnings of a nest egg, if you will.
Right. And they can't access it, right?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, because they're 18, they can access it. But I'm not going to tell them that.
Right. Exactly. Do not tell them. People watching at home. You watch from home. If you're giving your kids the free reign, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Take the reign for yourself.
Because you can see what happened.
Yeah.
My experiment with putting money in, saying don't touch it, whatever you have at the end of the year, I will double it. Gone. And they had cents. They had nothing. A quarter. It was less than $1. Less than $1.
That's a great experiment, but that's it.
So that's more than likely that would happen if I told them, especially going into college.
Yes. Going into college, all the things to spend money on, all the people you want to spend money on, all those things, and all the dreams for me, all the dreams of blowing up. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the other. And, I never let that dream go that I was going to hit something. But now I'm realizing that I need to hit the money first. I need to hit the money ball first, and then grow everything out from there.
Yeah. Or, a blend, maybe a blend of the two, but not everything. Don't spend everything. So the conversations that I'm having with them now, I don't know if this is still allowed on college campuses.
Yeah.
Where they will allow credit card companies to set up house on campus and give these college students credit cards.
Right.
right? With I don't know, with a bag of M&Ms, come sign up for this credit card, and they're like right there online. So I've been having that conversation. I feel like there was something happened where they stopped credit card companies from doing that, but I'm not 100% sure. So all of these temptations, they don't have a credit score.
Right.
So you don't want to get a credit card and run it up, and then you got to pay for it.
Yeah.
And then what? Your credit score is in the before you are even 21 years old.
I remember me getting my first credit card. Well, my first credit card that I was responsible for. I was walking across campus at Morehouse College, and there was a table set up. And they were giving away free pizza. I was like, "Pizza? What I have to do? Just sign up. Just sign up." And I was like, "Yep, I did it." And I went immediately and spent the money on something. I immediately was spending on something. It was up to the limit. I was like, "Oh well, it's up to the limit. Nah, whatever." But that's what you need to know. There was one of these guys who allowed his children to go to school, but he gave them a credit card. He gave them a credit card, not a debit card. And I'm trying to get this right. And he was paying off the credit card every month. I think it's paying off every month. So they never had access to their credit card. They had it because they had a credit card when they named it, but their father paid it. Their father paid it. Like, I'm just gonna pay this for you, right? And have you graduate from college with a pristine credit report. I mean, that's amazing.
But what did they teach? What did that teach them?
What did that teach them?
Yes.
I don't know.
You could charge whatever you want to charge, and I'm gonna pay it off.
Yeah.
What did that teach them? That doesn't teach responsibility.
Yeah.
Yes, they didn't have any credit card debt, but did he continue to do that through their life?
I don't know.
See, I need to know more about that story.
Yeah. Because I think the idea for him was to get them past the phase where they need to be coddled, and therefore reach the place where now they know what to do with money. But you're right, though. He might have to coddle them for much longer, or maybe at the end of college say, "Listen, look at what your friends did, and look at what you did. Look what I did for you, and now you're on your own. Now you got to look at the difference. Look what happened to him, and now set the difference." I don't know.
Yeah, there has to be a balance, I think.
Yeah.
Because I could easily see me being that father. I could easily see me being that father. Right? But there has to be a balance. They have to learn responsibility. They have to learn the value.
Yeah.
Right? They have to learn the value.
Yeah.
Is he said, I think that father might have done them a disservice. Too much child coddling in this new generation. Guilt parenting. Absolutely. I am guilty of the guilt parenting. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But that's because from a psychological place, that has to do with our childhood. This guilt parenting that's happening now has to do with unhealed issues that we have from our childhood.
I have to think about
that. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, the whole other thing. That must be a course. It must be a course, right? But
there you go, your fiance. Sounds like a course.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think about.
I'm not an expert. I'm just saying how I'm rolling with my girls.
Right. And I have to think about that because I have to think about where I got the idea that I'm going to win, and then I wouldn't win. You know. So for me, for those people watching, for me, the thing that works best is save 10%. Save 10%. save 10%. And just take 10% off and put it into Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab is my go-to, but send it to Charles Schwab and let it grow. Let it grow. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. As soon as you get paid, ship over 10% to Charles Schwab. Right?
Yes.
That's what we got for you. And for your kids too. For your kids too. Do it for your kids. Do it for your kids. Don't try to give it to them. Don't try to get mad about money.
We're out of time, but next week let's pick up from here. When I was attempting to share with my girls the pay yourself first philosophy.
Okay. All right. So we're doing kids and finance. Kids and finance. All right. I will see you guys next week. Later.